Okay.
All right, good morning, everyone. As you can see, I've already opened up break room 1. I've thrown the assignments for each person into the chat. I've also shared those with you. So if you are part of break room 1, go ahead. You should be able to put yourself in on your own. At the half hour or just a couple minutes after, we'll go ahead and switch the network leads. Everyone hear this. The fellows stay in the room you start in. We'll just switch the contacts to make it easy, and that way we also get to record the whole thing. So go ahead and jump into your rooms. Go ahead and jump into the breakout room if you are assigned to the breakout room. That's Mihret, Mawakitsisi, Muhammad Salat, Mamuni, Muteli, Mfo, Nathaniel, Nawa, Monde, Mizorwa, Afinse, Wamar, Salimata, Sami, and Tony. All go to the breakout room. Can you move yourself? Yes, you can. Excellent. Let's start moving people.
Michael, how do I change room?
I would be happy to move you, sir.
Okay.
As soon as I see that we have a good number down there, then we'll go ahead and encourage everyone to get going. Daniel. Monde. Patrick Wade will stay here. Beto, you stay here. Check, check, check. Looks good, looks good. Lemino, you stay here. Lorna stays here. Mufo. Helen, you stay here. Melissa, you stay here. Mohammed. All right, looks like everyone's been assigned, in which case I'm going to go ahead and mute myself. And this is an opportunity to speak with your network contacts. And while you've met Conrad and Darren before, you've never spoken with them necessarily about their roles in agriculture. And these are experts, and Patrick Wade has also agreed to join us this morning. So take advantage of their time this morning.
So, okay. So I guess what we'll do is we'll start out real quick, and I'll introduce myself, let Conrad introduce himself and Patrick with a brief sort of thing. And then what we can do is just open it up for questions, and we'll sort of direct traffic and move from there. I'm Darren Hudson. Some of you have seen, some of you have interacted with. I see Andre's there. We've got a coaching session here in just a little bit. You know, so some of you I've seen, some of you haven't yet. I am the director of the International Center for Agricultural Competitiveness here at Texas Tech. We do a lot of ag policy, ag market research, along with sort of international development. I also am involved in a number of projects related to food security and conflict and terrorism around the world. So that's kind of a broad topical area. Conrad, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I'm Conrad Leifert. I think we visited last week a bit to meet most of you, and we talked about corruption. But I've been doing. I'm a professor in ag and applied economics. I work with Darren a fair bit on things, and I also been a Fulbright fellow to Ethiopia about 7 years ago, and I have projects in Ghana looking at food security and and access for a lot of women to inputs for enhanced food security, looking at a lot of different kind of issues like that. And so those are some of the countries I've been involved in. And so I'm really excited to meet with you all, and I think to work with everybody in this context. I think you have great leadership opportunities, and I look forward to having more visits with you all.
Patrick?
Morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks, Michael and Darren, for bringing me on to this. My name is Patrick Wade. I am the policy director for Texas grain sorghum producers. So work with the trade association here in Texas with our membership, and spend a lot of work on international trade and trade policy. I'm a cleared advisor with the Office of the U.S. Trade Representative for trade policy for grains. And we do a lot of our market development work with sorghum, which is a hugely exported crop around the world. So looking forward to talking with y'all today.
Great. I'll point out real quick, Patrick is from the Texas sorghum producers. His colleague, Wayne Cleveland, is also from the Texas sorghum producers, who spends a lot of time in Africa. He actually volunteers his vacation time to go work with producer groups in Africa. And he's actually in Eastern Europe somewhere. Patrick, where is he? Georgia.
Republic of Georgia right now.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
Yeah, we put our money where our mouth is, you know.
Yeah, right, exactly. So Wayne will also, potentially be a great future contact for anybody who's interested in sorghum, as well as Patrick. So, okay, so let's start. Let's open it up for questions. Anything that people want to talk about, we can try to get that, or even identify potential future contacts if there are questions we don't know answers to.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Hello. Oh, my name is Malitsi. I'm from Lesotho. I heard that most of you are more involved in agriculture. So I'm interested in fisheries. So I would like to know if maybe in Texas, do you have fisheries, and maybe how do they work? Because here in Lesotho, we have a lot of water. Like our land it's based on water. We even sell our water to South Africa. However, you find that most of the people that do fishery or who have fish farms in my country are foreigners. So I'm really looking into maybe being involved in fisheries as a first Lesotho, and probably working with people from outside Lesotho. So I want to know how maybe in Texas or maybe in the United States, how do you do fisheries?
Okay, well, I'll take that one. Having spent a good bit of time working with fishery or aquaculture stuff. So there's two types that operate inside the U.S.
Sorry, I don't know your backgrounds on the call, but I think maybe the connection for this networking session is just the sponsored research, grant proposals, grant search, kind of that area. So that might be something we can talk about. And then, as Dr. McKay said, he's our most senior person on this call he's Associate Vice President for Research, so can definitely talk more on that end, or even his own research in Africa. So does that help with some talking points?
Yeah, could you first tell us very, very briefly what you are doing, what type of job you currently have, what you are interested in terms of research? It will give us an idea of how to direct the conversation. Sami, you could begin.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Sami. I'm from Sudan. My background is medical. I'm medical by profession, but I'm interested in public health. So I'm working in organizations. I've worked in Doctors Without Borders and health promotion specifically. Besides that, I'm interested in debates and youth empowerment. So I'm working in soft skills training for medical students specifically. Thank you so much. I'm happy to know you all.
Thank you. Nawal?
All right, thank you. And regards to everyone on the call. My name is now Josie Bishevo, and I'm from Zambia. I'm a co-founder of the Young Emerging Farmers Initiative, which is a non-profit that supports young people to venture into agriculture as a business. Yeah, so I'm interested in empowering young people through agriculture, and also we do a lot of research around young people in agriculture. And yeah, so I'm very interested also in knowing more about what you are thinking around working together in research with regards to agriculture and young people. Thank you.
Nathaniel.
Hello, my
Hi.
name is Salimata. I'm Salimata from Mali.
Okay.
I'm a lawyer. I did a business law and taxation at the University of Paris. And now I'm the first woman to join the Tax Expert Corporation in Mali. I have my own expert cabinet. And currently I work at the Agency of Investment Promotion, and I'm the director of a one-stop shop of business registration. And my interest is women entrepreneurship and women empowerment in Mali. And Laura Bilbao is my coach.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Nathaniel.
Okay, thank you, Eric. I'm Nathaniel from Burkina Faso. Basically, I'm in the finance and I'm a professional finance and accountant working right now with Save the Children as a regional head of financial planning and analysis. But I'm also doing my research on the management field. Actually, how to improve the NGOs management, especially the local NGOs. And in this regard, I defend my PhD in finding what we call the accountability analytic management accountancy for NGOs. Local NGOs, and this is really where I'm putting a lot of my research efforts. But I'm also passionate about politics, and I'm a young politician and Deputy Secretary General of one of the political parties in Burkina Faso. So I'm also interested in capacity building and sensitization of youth to get involved in politics, because we think that youth can really change the things and speed up the development of our countries in Burkina Faso. Our parents and our forefathers have done what they can, but now it's time for us to take our destiny into our hands. That's really what I think.
Thank you, sir. Namanda?
Hi, everyone. My name is No Monde. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, no Monday, because I hate Mondays. That's the best way to remember my name. I live in Eswatini. I am a medical doctor. I work at the National Referral Hospital in the Kingdom of Eswatini. I work with the neurosurgical team. So my day-to-day has a lot of going into the operation room and cracking skulls open, which I love very much. I'm also a Rotarian. I'm actually the president of my club currently, although my term this month. So what I do on a day-to-day is take care of neurosurgical patients, patients that have injured their brains or spines. And most of these patients, well, some of these patients, even after our surgical interventions, they end up with a disability of some sort. And our country hasn't yet grasped properly the system of caring for the less abled. So my project is centered around implementing policies together with the Ministry of Health, the government of Eswatini, to bridge that gap between pre and post-op care. So what I'm trying to do is create, okay, I have a neurosurgical team. What we are trying to do is create that platform or that facility where our patients can move from the main operating room, move to the ward, and from the ward, move into a program with facilities that take care of you post-op rehabilitation. And if you're not able to rehabilitate fully to full recovery, you move on to aids and infrastructure that will assist you to live conveniently. And then if that doesn't work, if you happen to be in a vegetative state and you're unable to recover wholly or at all, we move you into a palliative.
Okay. Sorry about that. So yeah, a trade agreement's a two-way street. So I think anytime you sit down and put pen to paper to and have negotiators sit in a room together, it's always about finding a deal that's right for both sides. And I think again, certainly with the agreement that we were working on with Kenya as of last year, it's kind of been put on hold for now. A huge part about that was making sure that there was a path for development within Kenya to sort of expand their import infrastructure to be able to bring in more agriculture products from the US and from other trading partners that have the same kind of trading rules as the United States in a way that would help accelerate Kenya's development of their own domestic ag production, as well as their ability to use ag products from around the world, and also open our markets to products made in those countries. You know, that's always going, it's always going to be a give and take there with a trade agreement, which is one of the reasons it's so valuable to actually make that a permanent agreement by signing it into, you know,
ID organization, the International Organization of the Baccalaureate. Yeah, and currently I'm teaching. So I'm really passionate about the community. Generally, I use my initiatives more than what I'm doing professionally. So yeah, that's it. So I'm actually looking for doing my PhD in international security about next year. So this is me.
Okay, thank you. Zovwa.
Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nzovwa. I am from Zambia. I am an accountant by profession. I am currently working as a finance and administration lead on a USAID project. The project I'm working on is working on revamping, like changing our early childhood education curriculum in Zambia. What we're trying to do is connect what the student teachers who are going to eventually go to teach our early childhood curriculum in primary schools, changing their curriculum and connecting it to what the students, what the learners are receiving in schools when they finally go and teach them. Other than that, I co-founded two organizations with a fellow Mandela Washington fellow when we left the Young African Leadership Initiative in South Africa. The organizations we founded were, the first one is a startup incubation organization, which was aimed at helping the youth, mostly of the Copper Belt province here in Zambia, to help them validate their ideas, see how they can be received in the market, and also help them with sourcing for funding. Other than that, the other organization we started is around village banking group, what we call village banking groups here in Zambia. So what we're doing is helping the village banking groups, which are really community saving groups where people come together to save, and then from the savings they have, they borrow from there, which is like a source of income for them. So our organization is aimed at moving into these village banking groups and then helping them manage the village banking groups better. My interest, especially around Mandela Washington Fellowship, is seeing how I can use the knowledge that I get from here to advance financial inclusion and financial literacy, especially for women in Zambia. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mumuni?
Hello, everyone. My name is Mumun Ibra Hadiza. I'm from Niger Republic. So I'm a petroleum reservoir engineer by profession.
Low-income countries like Ethiopia and emerging economies like us. Thank you.
Well, I'd say there's like this. I mean, I think agriculture is a tremendous area of growth in Ethiopia and throughout Africa. Lots of opportunities there. And in Ethiopia, there's a success story in the recent time period with horticultural and flower production, particular flowers being exported. And it's a huge region, as you probably know, that's been very successful there. And, you know, I mean, as being in Ethiopia in my Fulbright fellowship, it just, there's a lot of, you know, I think when you get past the civil war and everything else, we have a lot of opportunities for, you know, economic development and growth with light industry, providing a lot of the packaging and other necessary quality specifications that are really needed for them to be successful in that. And I think, for the example, the flowers it was really because basically a partnership between, you know, between Ethiopian producers and the Dutch, you know, flower consumers in the European Union. And so you can identify partnerships like that between, you know, different, where obviously a developing country has some specific agronomic characteristics and, you know, plant producing characteristics that are of real high value. Then you can like target those as Ethiopia has done, and I think successful in that area in particular, and build on that. So that's just, I mean, I think there are a lot of opportunities for that.
Yeah, that's actually true. There are quite a success in some areas, but there is still a challenge, especially in the backward linkage, the industries and from the farmers. Creating that backward linkage is still a problem because these industries, let's say, one agro-processing company came in Ethiopia and it can't really source from the local farmers because their quality is not up to date, and he have to the raw materials that he require have to be up to date because he processes it and he will be delivering to the international market. So there is also a problem in that specific case, and also this private commercial farming. We see this farming as a way of business, as a way of life, not as a way of business. Farming is really a business. So private commercial farming and backward linkages, some areas that need an improvement, I guess so, in my observation at least.
No, I think having commercial farms, if you want to produce enough, you know, the quantity of stuff for industrial, you know, production of agricultural products, you're going to want to promote those. And like I said, that's where, you know, the Dutch came in. They helped farmers produce pretty much a relatively new product. So you're probably going to think about some model like that for processing to be more successful in other areas of Ethiopia and probably other countries as well. So.
Great. Next question.
I just wanted to ask Patrick one more question on sorghum. Like, in what form do you feed the animals sorghum? Like, do you process it or you give it to animals? Like,
yeah, it's processed and blended into a feed compound. Sometimes as well, yeah.
Okay.
It's largely treated like corn is, which is there's some sort of either crushing or flaking or something, and then that's blended in with other ingredients into a ration that might have some roughage in it as well as other protein source, you know, things like that.
Do you know about Mopani worms?
You say that again, I'm sorry?
Like, have you heard about Mopani worms?
No, I don't.
Oh, worms. Yeah, worms.
Mopani, Mophane, worms.
I haven't dealt with that, but that might have been something we used to deal with before. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest.
Yeah, it's one source of protein that I think, because in South Africa, because in Botswana we have a lot of it. So South Africa, they use it for as a source of protein for their animals. So I'm thinking it could be something you can look into.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I didn't know about that. That's very interesting. Thanks.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, great. Any other questions? I think we're getting close to the end of time, but so Lorna, so my question, the middlemen and exploitation of both farmers and consumers, with the middlemen offering lower prices to farmers and charging higher prices for the consumers, or intermediaries issues. That's a great question. Okay, so this is an area that I spent a lot of time in terms of the market structure of the way things work. Middlemen are very, very popular scapegoats in terms of everybody hates them. So the consumer hates them because they stand between them and their food source, and the producers hate them because they feel like they're being exploited by middlemen. What I guess it's important to remember that middlemen provide a very, very important function, and that is they gather food or agricultural products up from lots of producers. They combine them up into usable quantities that then can be shipped, processed, moved to consuming public. And they're not going to do that for free. So you can't expect a middleman to, you as an individual are not going to go out from farm to farm to look for the chickens you need to eat every day. You can't, people in the city can't afford to do that. So the middlemen perform that function for them, for you as the consumer, but they're not going to do it for free. Where we run into issues, and this is particularly relevant in developing economies, is the lack of information and competition that exists, for producers to be able to choose or look at different buyers, and those buyers have to compete in an open market from this. There's a great study, a scientific study, and it's very interesting. It was in India. And what they found was they tracked the daily fish prices at two ports that weren't that far apart from each other, but they were far enough that people didn't travel. And those prices would be very, very different at those different ports on any given day for the fish. So as a fisherman, it was just sort of luck which port you went into to sell your fish. Well, when wireless technology kicked in other words, cell phones, the fishermen could be out on the coast, and they can look at what prices were being quoted in the two different port markets, and they would go to the market that would offer them the highest price and so what happened is the prices between those two ports started behaving very much like each other. They looked very, very good. So same way with a rural farmer. If you're trying to sell your corn or your maize, your millet or your chickens, just walking into the local village, the buyers have an informational advantage. They know what the price of chicken is worth in the city. So they know more about the market than the farmer does. That farmer's facing one buyer. They don't necessarily have a very good chance at getting, necessarily the highest prices. So, middlemen in and of themselves are performing a function that's very important. And I think that's something we need to remember. But information and the ability for people to have information and know what's going on in those markets equalizes the playing field a lot more when a producer knows what is the price of chicken from 4 or 5 different buyers. Okay, so that's kind of important. Well, I hope that answered your question or addressed it.
Interesting.
next question. I think we're right at 11. I don't know what Michael's going to do here in a minute. We're probably going to get moved.
Yep, it's gonna move you.
Yep, he's getting ready to move everybody.
Bye, it was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you. We'll see you later, and let us know if you have any follow-up questions, okay?
All right.
And Darren,
thanks.
don't forget that Botswana contact, please.
Yeah, it's in the Mandela. I'll try to figure it out, but I'll work on it and then see if Michael can get that information out.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hi, Andre, how are you?
Hello, Zara. I'm having serious trouble with my internet today. I was not able even to follow what has been discussed because my internet was dropping all the time. I hope it is all set now for this second part, I think.
Sounds
Yeah, I
good. We
hope
hope it
so.
is set now.
Hello, everyone. I think we've all joined. We'll quickly introduce ourselves and then do introductions so we can maybe find some common areas of overlap in networking. This session is the kind of research, sponsored programs, funding kind of focus. My name is Reagan Raborti. I am within the Office of International Affairs at Texas Tech. I am the Director of International Programs, and I oversee our research proposal development team, our partnerships team, and then our kind of sponsored fellowship programs such as this one. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Hake.
Good morning. My name is Eric Hake. I am a professor in the Plant and Soil Science Department. I work mostly on cotton, on the textile side, but I have also a second job. I am Associate Vice President for Research. And in that function, you know, I'm looking also at all our international relations in cooperation with Regan and Laura. So what I would like you to do, first Laura will present herself, but is to be, because it's a pretty large group, to be extremely brief, and you tell us, you know, who you are and what you are interested in, but in 20 seconds, if you can. Laura, could you present yourself?
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Laura Bilbao. I'm the Associate Director for International Grants and Partnerships. I work on the Reagan Raborti and mostly help faculty within Texas Tech to create networks and collaborate to apply to funding opportunities that have an international component. So just creating teams to collaborate. Main areas are Global One Health, environmental sustainability, and agriculture, and also we're now doing business education with an international component. That's it.
Okay. Kathleen.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kathleen, but you can call me Kat, Cade Gerzon. I have two jobs here at Texas Tech. I am the program coordinator for the Mandela Fellowship. I'm also the International Student Life coordinator for the International Office here at Texas Tech. And my job is to make sure that international students not only have fun when they attend the university, but that they have all the resources they need and that they are comfortable and culturally prepared upon arriving here at our university. I was a geography major here at Texas Tech University, so I'm an alumni, and I'm representing both the United States and New Zealand.
Thank you. So now I will ask you, each of you, to present yourself very, very briefly, basically who you are and what type of things you are interested in. We'll begin with Fatima.
Hi, everyone. My name is Fatima Sinkala from Botswana. I'm a clinical pharmacist by profession with over 10 years of experience. I'm more interested in antimicrobial resistance, because WHO has declared antimicrobial resistance a global threat, and we don't have any antibiotics in the pipeline. So it would be interesting to do some work around that area.
Okay, thank you. Dolly?
Hi, everyone. I'm Dolly Nkulifwa. I'm from Namibia. I'm a senior public prosecutor with 7 years experience, and I'm interested in the food bank program as well as the agricultural topics that we'll cover today. Thank you.
Thank you. Malitsi?
Hi, everyone. I'm Malitsi from Lesotho. I'm a labor inspector, solely responsible for inspections in the textile and manufacturing sector. I'm also interested in farming. I have broiler chickens. I'm also looking into doing fishery. I'm also a politician. Thank you.
Okay, so you do a lot of things. Let me know. Let me know, please. So, Andre.
Sorry, did you say Andre?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Eric. My name is Andre Mashava. I'm from Mozambique. My background is agriculture engineering, but I also have a master's degree in environmental science. I work at the National Irrigation Institute, which is part of the Ministry of Agriculture. And I'm currently working in a research for development project, looking into what makes smallholder irrigation more sustainable and profitable. So my interest is on research for development that tackles increasing agricultural productivity and profitability and linking smallholder farmers to market. So I'm really interested in writing proposals, applying for grants and implementing those projects. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's try Laminu again. You are muted. Okay, apparently there is a technical problem. It seems that it's frozen. Laminu, you cannot unmute yourself? No. Okay, so Offense.
Hello, everyone. I'm Offense Kwambe. I am currently a councillor in the Rustenburg local municipality. I'm a member of the Mineral Committee responsible for local economic development. So when you speak agriculture, manufacturing, mining, arts and culture, all of those, I do have a keen interest, tourism. So whatever it is that has to do with local economic development and community development broadly, that is my responsibility. I am from South Africa. Thank you.
Thank you. Mohammed?
Hello, everyone. My name is Mohammed Salat from Nairobi, Kenya. I'm an economist by profession and a public finance management practitioner. My research interests are basically in fiscal transparency and equality in resource allocation. And I am glad to say that I've also worked in the Department of Agriculture as alternative livelihood development head, trying to get pastoralist communities to develop alternative livelihoods, including beekeeping, poultry, and all that. So it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. I think that Laminu, now you are not muted. So could you tell us a few words? No. Okay. Felix. Felix Shuluka.
Hello, everyone. I'm Felix Chauluka.
Okay. Could you tell us a little bit more?
I think he's frozen.
Are you able to hear me, Doc?
Okay, now we can hear you.
Okay. I'm saying that my area of interest is basically environmental sustainability, because back in the village, we mobilize the people to plant trees, and it's also my focus project that I'm doing with in this Mandela Washington Fellowship. So back in the village, we identify different developments for the community, including issues to do with environmental sustainability. But besides that, I also work as the deputy hospital administrator for one of the hospitals in the southern region of Malawi. Thank you.
Thank you. Maria. Maria Castro.
Maria is part of the Texas Tech team. She's helping with the admin of this. So she might not be able to speak. If you
Okay.
wanna...
Let's see, Zara.
Hi, good day, everyone. My name is Zara Mohamed Kareto. I'm a Nigerian. Academically, I studied mass communication, currently doing Masters in Humanitarian and Refugee Studies. Professionally, I work with the United Nations World Food Program, and I'm working on inclusion. But for the purpose of this Mandela Washington Fellowship, and then considering the context, I live in the Lake Chad region, the Sahel region in northeastern Nigeria. I am looking at issues relating to climate change. So thank you. Nice to meet you all. Over from my side.
Thank you very much. Let's see, Abayomi. Lorna Juma. Okay. Lydia Kehale.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. This is Lydia Kahali Kasahun. I am from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, currently working as a technical advisor for investment promotion at German Development Corporation. Prior to that, I was part of I was working at the Ethiopian Investment Commission, part of the investment promotion and the policy research division. So my interest mostly lies in investment promotion, research, and also policy analysis. And I am very glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Denise Adesina.
Thank you. Yes, my name is Daniel Dennis Additional. I'm a political scientist, part-time translator. Currently, I work at AFDB, African Development Bank, as a genome consultant to the Board Affairs Department. So what we do in summary is to assist the board in its decision-making. So managing projects or making sure that the projects that are submitted to the bank meet the requirement of the bank and as well as the need of the country. So as far as my project is concerned regarding Yali, I'm working on an education project. So I look forward to, I and a fellow Yali, we are working organize a fellowship, a kind of fellowship that we aim in sponsoring secondary school students, not only academic aspect, but also as a mentoring aspect of it. So we kind of look forward to harness the two background, the two academic and mentoring aspect for secondary school kids, so that we prepare a new generation of Ivorian who are looking forward to excellence. So
okay.
That's all.
Thank you very much. Umar Dia.
Hello. So hi everyone. My name is Omar Dia from Senegal. In terms of academic background, I have studied some project management and also some economics. And I'm working for the Ministry of Trade in the Department of Research. So I'm there as an economist and system administrator. So I'm mainly interested in communication and how to improve communication inside the organization, also with the public. Well,
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jerry Ajayi.
Hello, my name is Jerry Ajayi. I'm from Benin. I'm a logistics assistant and event planner for about 4 years now. And I'm very much interested into poultry and also agriculture.
Okay, thank you.
That's it. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Felix Kaminyoge.
Hello, everyone. My name is Felix Kaminyoge from Malawi. I'm a pharmacist by training. My areas of interest is antimicrobial stewardship and supply chain management and also vaccine management. Of course, I've also branched off into agriculture, and so that's also my area of interest. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Miretola.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep.
So my name is Mehret Fukaditola. I am from Ethiopia. I work as civil and water engineer at World Vision Ethiopia. So my aim on this fellowship is to provide alternative water supply resources for peoples in a rural area. So along with my coach, we are trying to prepare some proposals to use this surface water for drinking water. In addition to irrigation. So this is my plan at this fellowship, and I'm also interested in any kinds of charity which could help people. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's see. Laminu Husseini. No. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so I think we've made the tour. Not everybody, a few people didn't answer, but it seems Fatima sent a text saying that she didn't feel that she was belonging to the group. I think you do belong to the group. Antimicrobial resistance, it's a very interesting topic. And you will easily find partners at Texas Tech that are interested in this topic. So don't worry. So it's an interesting group. We have a lot of people interested in engineering, ag engineering, irrigation, mining, sustainability, climate change, all these things. We have a lot of activities at Texas Tech on water. We have several water centers that work on different aspects of water quality, irrigation technologies, all these type of things. Climate change also, we are working a lot also on climate change. Investment, policy, political sciences, logistic. Again, that's topics that we are interested in at Texas Tech. So I really think that for all of you, we will be able to match you to specific faculty really easily. You know, as soon as you have defined your project for your fellowship, and if you need to be matched to specific Texas Tech faculty, will be able to help you to match you to one or several faculty that match your expertise. So I don't think that it will be an issue. Let's see who else. Yeah, education, obviously. All of you are interested in education, and we have very, very good College of Education. So if you have specific topics of interest in terms of education in rural environments, we can also help you there. So, you know, basically, we have a lot of things in common. You know, nearly every topic you talk about, we just talked about, you know, at Texas Tech, we are developing our research strategic plan, and nearly every single topic you listed We talked about it in our strategic meetings.
You know, they're going to be there. So you got to look at your, I mean, obviously you got to do well in your scores. I mean, I was working with some very nice people in Ethiopia that I really want to bring over here, and they just never got the scores that were needed. Several of them never could get a score that looked competitive to really to be in the market. So you really kind of have to be ready to compete there. And I would agree with what Darren said about, you know, looking at having a project or someone to work with. So you have a relationship, you've completed a project, you have some, you know, maybe if you've published something, if you've done any of those kind of things, it really sets you apart. I know when I'm talking to someone from Africa who's published several papers and is really trying to do different things, that's different than someone who doesn't really have any of those backgrounds, hasn't really completed much. It's a lot less relevant. So anyway, those are just a few thoughts.
Another question.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go for it. How do you say your name? That'll help.
Okay, my name is Gael.
Gael. Okay, very good.
Yes, Gael. So I was wondering about something. It's about the AGOA program. I think you all know the AGOA program. Yeah. So I was wondering because I have some colleagues. I know young people very talented here in Gabon with the product and things like that. But I was wondering if there is any link between the Mandela Washington program and the AGOA program, because there is a lot of young people who are doing things and great things. They want to export their products, what they are doing, but unfortunately, they don't know how to contact the program to allow their product to go to the US or things like that. So if I can have any idea.
The quantity of textile products made of Egyptian cotton, it doesn't match. It doesn't match at all. You have many more products on the market that are sold as being made of Egyptian cotton that Egyptian cotton is produced. We have the same thing with Pima cotton in the US, where between the production and the textile, you have a difference. So it is a very interesting topic. It's not an easy one. How do you make sure that the labor laws are followed, that the origin of the product is true, that there is no kid labor involved in the production of shoes or shirts or whatever. The companies are more and more aware of the problem. They send inspectors, but they announce themselves. So when you announce yourself, obviously, the day of the inspection, everything is great. But the following day, it's not. So it's a big issue. It's an important problem. Everything related to traceability is very, very complex.
I actually think taking into consideration the fact that the African Growth and Opportunity Act, AGOA, is actually the one that provides this platform for us African countries to have these textile factories. It is very important. Well, it's not a question, this one. I think it's very important for the US to ensure that traceability you're talking about and everything is done accordingly. Because I'm afraid a lot of things are not done well. And I think the US doesn't even know that things are not well in our countries. They're thinking that everything is done correctly according to the set standards. So I think it's something that needs to be looked into.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's not just, for Africa, it's not just for the US, it's a global issue. We have a global issue of sourcing products that are produced following rules that are less than we would accept in our own country. So we have to be extremely cautious about that. You know, you've probably, everybody have seen this problem with Nike using slave labor. Yeah, it's big, but I mean, in this group here, you have a prosecutor, you have, I think, a lawyer also, you have policy people. All these people have to work together if we want to solve this type of issues. It's a very, very difficult issue to deal with. We cannot have an inspector in every textile mill in the world. It is not possible. So you need to have some local contacts that you can trust. But you know, in some countries, it's difficult to put together, you know, because people may be threatened if they talk. So, you know, you have a lot of things to take into account to make sure that the laws are followed. Dolly, I think you are the prosecutor.
Hello.
So what, do you have an opinion on that?
Okay, thank you, Eric. No, you're right. We have to all work as stakeholders, especially when a crime is being acted out. When it's an actual offense, we must prosecute it. So labor inspectors and prosecutors and the police can work together to investigate and successfully prosecute these culprits that are involved in some illegal laboring acts. So yeah, that's my 2 cents worth. Thank you.
Thank you. So Maritzi, I think it's what you just said. Hello. Is a very, very important topic.
Hello.
And I don't know what will be your topic of choice for your fellowship, but this one is a good one. It's not an easy one. It's not an easy one.
It's not.
And it's not just you that will be able to fix it, but you know, just describing the problem and where the issues are, just this would be very interesting.
Very interesting. Well, I didn't choose it anyway, but it is very interesting.
Yeah, it is an interesting one and an important one. I think that Lydia wants to talk.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning and afternoon, everyone. So my question goes to Mr. Eric. So I have a couple of questions, especially as in the light manufacturing sector, specific to textile and garment industries. So when I have been working with a lot of investors who come in Ethiopia. So my question is how to enhance a backward linkage from these manufacturers, textile manufacturers, and to the local Ethiopians. It can be a cotton farmer or other raw material provider. So how can we create this backward linkage, and also how to ensure a technology transfer? This big companies come in Ethiopia and they have really high tech intensive industries they bring. So how to also ensure that this technology transfer to their local employees? These are my questions. Thank you.
Yeah. So I've been in Ethiopia twice recently. And I'm working with Bayardar University. You know, they have the ATEX, which is a textile college. I visited their campus about 2 years ago, I think. And I was very impressed by the quality of the equipment. I mean, they have everything. They have also a lot of very, very good students. In fact, the scientific director of ATEX is currently making his PhD with me here in Lubbock. And when he is done with his PhD, he will go back home and probably have some high up position in the hierarchy. So in terms of education, the government of Ethiopia currently is doing a lot. I mean, I was very, very surprised by the quantity of buildings, equipment, professors, students. It was very surprising to me. So I think the government is doing what they should be doing. Then there is maybe an issue in terms of the raw material, the cotton itself. The varieties that are grown in Ethiopia are very, very old. You know, it's basically mostly Delta pine varieties from 40 years ago. So I think that, you know, an effort in cotton breeding would be necessary in order to improve the quality of the fibers to make better textile products. Because, you know, the quality of the textile, if you want to export your textile products all over Africa, they need to be of high quality. And to do that, you need to have high quality fibers. So I think that the breeding industry and the seed industry in general needs, you know, to be more active in order to provide a raw material to the textile mills that allows them to make the products they need to make. Because if they can't do that, they will import cotton from other countries. And it will be a pity because, you know, Ethiopia has a strong potential in cotton production. After that, how do you deal with foreign investors and assure that they transmit their knowledge to the local? That's more complicated. It really depends on what type of contracts they have with the government when they install their textile mills. When I went there, you know, the main, outside of the local investors, the main investors I've seen, I didn't talk to them, but, you know, they were around. It was people from India and people from China. So how much technology transfer they are ready to do this, I don't know. But I think that when they come in the country and develop their textile mills, it should be something that is discussed with the government, that, you know, there is training for the local people to use this equipment.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that everyone had some really wonderful conversations and questions answered. I really want to take a moment to thank our network contacts for participating and offering their experience and expertise, which is simply invaluable. I will be making sure to share with all participants. I'll share with all the network contacts the fellows' bios and contact information, and I'll share the titles and emails of the contacts, of the network contacts, with all the fellows once this is over. Hope everyone had a wonderful morning, and otherwise, have a great rest of the day, however long that might be for you.
Thank you.